off camera, he's talking about like starting to carry stuff, do event training. I don't think you really do event training up until you get close to your competition. That's like squatting with a straight bar. I'm sorry, but if you're squatting with a straight bar 12 weeks out, May is what? That's like 20 weeks out. Why would you be doing really pushing the carrying work this soon out?
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't heavy.
Okay,
no
okay.
Heavy.
I mean, just for technical and just kind of like keep a little groove work in there.
Even the fact that I was living here.
Yeah.
Now I want to live here a little bit.
Okay.
Just to get a little bit, again, that stability in that upper back, just kind of start building things up again.
Okay.
Yeah, because realistically, at the end of the day, like I am so good here, right? Everything, that's the same face. I actually have a picture. You can put that picture of my face on there. This is so tight. Everything is just locked in one direction, right? I used to work with baseball players a lot.
Yeah.
And they would throw and throw and throw and throw and throw. And it's like you almost have to unscrew their movement patterns, right? Because they were just rotating the same direction. You got to work.
You build some slack back in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're so wound up. You got to put some slack back in by kind of going back.
Yep.
I kind of want to show you another upper body exercise now that we're talking about that. I'll just make it very simple for you. If you live in this position or whatever, I mean, do you have elbow problems from this? A lot of people do.
I did.
Yeah.
Thankfully, to the Circumax phase that we went to, that was really cool.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Well, I did a meet prep once where I had to do the low bar squat way out. I was like, why? I need a safety squat bar to save my shoulders up until the meet. I just followed the plan and me up, dude, and my elbows, which affected my bench. So the whole thing was just kind of canned in a way. But hangs. All right, so you're over there, just hanging with rings is good because they have just a little bit of rotation. Can you see my hand? So just imagine we're still talking about rings. Just hang passively, hang, and just do 2 minutes total, off and on, just 2 minutes total hanging time over the course of just however long you can hang there with wrist straps or whatever, can reset a lot of shoulder. It's really good for your shoulders and elbows.
Yeah.
So that's good therapy.
Impingements and whatnot.
Yeah, so whatever impingements or problems or living in this position too long, you can go ahead and start reversing that pretty quick, you know what I mean? But in terms of lower body exercises, I'm gonna pass on the strength stuff and show you a stretch.
Okay.
Cool. Because I feel like the stretch, reverse hypers. Okay, super popular exercise. I like how Dave said he'd never do one again in his life because he had done so many in his life.
He's doing them 6 times a week.
It's, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's really good for preventing back injuries, right?
It helps build. It's essentially a hip extension.
Okay.
Right? So it's a really, really smart machine in the way that and why it was developed, because when you're lifting in gear, you don't get a lot of direct glute work.
Okay.
Right? And that's where a lot of low back pain comes from, is the instability of that hip with the lack of strength in that glute. Right?
Okay.
So the glutes aren't doing glute things, then that force is going to transfer. Instead of transferring here, it transfers to that low back.
Okay.
So it's really teaching that hip extension. Right?
All right, so I have a kind of an anecdotal story. I had never really done much of that exercise until maybe a year or so ago, and I've done it off and on.
Yep.
And I found you can get some really sick lower back pumps doing it. It's pretty freaky, you don't want to move. But my entire life I've been doing an exercise that in a roundabout way is very similar to reverse hyper.
Sure.
I have never had a back problem. I do some stupid shit. I've never had a back problem. I've tweaked it. It's good in a couple days. I knew what was going on. I think this exercise has basically been some sort of guardian angel, protecting me from back injury for all these years. And all it is you find something to hold on to. And this is a really feel-good stretch too, so it's not hard. Just a rear lift, right? So this is one of the first stretches I start doing when I start doing anything that involves dynamic movement, is this rear lift stretch. So what you want to do is you're going to feel the stretch in the back hamstring and on your hip, but also the lower back is having to, what is this?
Hip extension.
I mean, it looks a lot like a reverse hyper, only unilateral, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a very low-grade version of that. Your back isn't going to get stupidly pumped.
Which is what you want to do right after a meet, right after something heavy, right after peaking, right? You want to keep it kind of light, kind of fluid.
And this is just, it feels good. Honestly, once you start doing it, you're going to want to do it. You're like, oh, this is such an easy stretch to just kind of go at, and the expectation isn't there. Like a front lift stretch, which is, that requires a little bit of,
my shit would go in half.
Yeah, it's just, That requires a little bit of lifting, and sometimes it's like, oh, I can't get myself to do that. This one's just like, yeah, man, this just feels good. So you just rep out like 30 reps between each leg, just like sets of 3 or 4. Walk away from it every now and again.
Yeah.
One tip when you do this, do not point your foot like this because it's a groin stretch.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need that. You can do it, but it's not the same thing I'm talking about here. So you want to kind of lift it up. And you can kind of dip your body down more. You can kind of keep it up. Just kind of change it up.
Yeah.
So just kind of, go ahead.
Oh, boy. Oh, crack.
Oh, shit, you need to work on this.
Do I?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's almost like I've been in briefs for about 4 months. So weird.
Point your foot.
Point my toe or foot?
No, this foot. This is when you,
one?
yeah, point it.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
More like that. Yeah, there you go. Now you're looking like it.
Backflip.
Now, do you feel this front hip flexor?
I do.
Okay, good. Because you want to balance the stimulus between your base hamstring and your hip flexor here, and then
Right about the feel good though.
keep doing it.
All right, you
This
talk.
Okay, I gotta ask you a question. Does it feel better than unracking a squat on a multiply suit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course
Keep
it does.
asking me things that feel better than that.
Yeah. Okay. Does it feel better than failing a deadlift from the floor?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Does it feel better than wondering why the front judge is taking so long to give you the press command?
It sure does.
You know? It just feels better than all those things. It doesn't feel too bad, does it? Because all those things suck.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. But yeah, just take your time doing it. Just kind of work back and forth between the legs. You'll.
Ooh, yeah.
Feels good.
I feel juicy.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I feel juicy.
But it's it's good for your back. It's good.
But it does, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel it directly in my glute, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something I feel like needs more emphasis going into this next phase of training.
Yeah.
Because I was always wearing my happy pants, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My big wide squats.
You're also
right?
going to be doing this. You're doing. What is this?
Zombie walks.
I mean, you're moving. I mean, you're literally putting one foot in front of the other.
Right.
Powerlifting's very static. There's no foot leaving the
no
ground.
movement.
Yeah, so you're going to be moving around. So
And in fact, 2 of the lifts are here,
yeah,
right?
two.
2 of the lifts are here.
Yeah,
That's it. Like,
Yeah.
you just hang, like, this is, either you start at the top or you pick something up from the ground, right?
so I
And
mean,
the other one, you're laying on your back.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is. It does feel good to. It does feel good to lay on your back. Yeah, especially when it's the beginning of the workout. It's like, okay, it's time to work out.
That's why those are there. That's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a pillow.
It's a shitty pillow, but it is better than
Lead
not
FTS
having
is
a
known
pillow.
for their pillows.
Yeah. Well, you got toilet paper for sale still?
That's true.
Okay. Well, you're known for your toilet paper.
It's so good. It's not single ply or double ply.
It's multiply.
No, I call it raw.
I didn't see that coming. Oh, God.
Is it just wood shaving?
Wrap up the video, Sam. Finish this shit. Finish this shit.
All right, guys. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you'll be able to follow along and see how important it is to have these goals in place, but to be able to work backwards from there. Be very realistic with yourself too, right?
Well, I'm going to say, like, you don't need a laundry list of ameliorating exercises to fix problems. Just pick a couple, man. Like, some hangs, some of this, maybe one ring variation, and then just build from there. You don't start out with, like, here's 15 freaking exercises to fix my body when I don't have an injury after a meet. It's just like, just pick a couple, move through. You want to do some unilateral work to balance things out, because now's the time to do that.
Yep.
To get closer to your strongman competition, you're going to have to be more specific. Same principles with powerlifting, you know. As you get closer to it, your phase intensifies, but beforehand you accumulate. Now's the time to, you know, start off with doing kind of what you want, but kind of throw in a few extra things here and there, and then just build off that, man.
Awesome.
It's gonna be great, right?
It's already great.
Yeah. So what are your goals with the strongman comp, anyway?
Win, get the nationals bid, and then compete in nationals,
Sounds like a good plan.
and then do backflips. I do. There is a time when I'm gonna have to come to your place and learn how to do it.
Well, I saw the community post, and one of the top voted ones was teach Sam Brown how to backflip. So come on down. I got a plow floor for you.
Yeah, because I ain't doing it here. Okay.
No. We're gonna get you. We're gonna. Why? Yeah.
Like a big helmet.
Sam, when was the last time you jumped?
Yeah, when was the last time you jumped?
All
Like this.
right, like that? Okay.
That's a good question.
Ready? On the turf?
Yeah.
See it?
Yeah. Was that the last time you jumped?
That was it.
Okay, well, that answers the question.
And I just cracked.
You should do some jumping exercises too.
Give me some time. Pulled something.
Hit the like button.
I'm breathing heavy. All right,
Help 'em out
guys.
here.
Like, subscribe, do the things. On behalf of myself, Juji, Jacob behind the camera, and all of the lead up to yes, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, do the things, and we'll see you in the next one.